Hey everybody, my name is Sarah Lean, and in this video I want to talk to you about some of the announcements that the Microsoft Teams team made during this year's Ignite, so stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome to this video. What I want to do is recap some of the announcements that were made at Microsoft Ignite March 2021 around Microsoft Teams. So let's dive in and see what news I have picked out for you. Now, the first bit of news I want to talk about is Dynamic View, which is going to be rolling out at some point this year within Microsoft Teams. And that's going to start to change the view dynamically within your Microsoft Teams meetings when people join, when they start to share their video, when they start to share their screen, and you get a better view of what's happening, and you'll get a dynamic, not a static view that we've had so far. So it'll be dynamically being able to adapt to the changes within the meeting so that it has a better, more immersive experience for you. So the next one I want to talk about is presenter mode, and this is one I'm actually quite excited about because as a presenter I use Microsoft Teams quite a bit during my day-to-day job, and with presenter mode what it's going to allow you is to start to configure how you appear on the screen for your attendees. So using some kind of technology, which I'm not sure about yet, but what they're going to be able to do is actually have your face, your head and shoulders, your video view transposed on top of your slides. So you can have that view of you over your slides. You could have it as a side view, or you don't have to have it at all. But it gives you that flexibility to, again, give people who are attending the presentation a bit more of an immersive feel. So rather than just having to stare at your slides or your screen share, they can actually maybe see you in front of the slides, much like what they would see if they were, say, within a classroom environment and you were standing at the front of the class presenting to them. They would be able to see you and the presentation in a kind of human and interactive way. So again, I'm looking forward to seeing this rolling out later on. Again, the next feature that I want to talk about is PowerPoint Live, and another one that I am super excited to see. I've actually been using it internally here at Microsoft already, and it is giving you a much better experience as a presenter. Now, what PowerPoint Live is going to do is give you a much more clearer view of your PowerPoint screen when you share it within Teams. So rather than launch PowerPoint separately and then share your screen with the slides on, you're sharing the PowerPoint presentation natively within Microsoft Teams, and you get to see your notes. You can start to move slides quite easily. You can jump across to different slides, but it's a much more interactive experience. You get to see the chat window much easier. So you've got little pop-up boxes of the chat that people are interacting with. So again, quite easy for you as a presenter to see without having that distracting kind of chat box up on the side. Or if you haven't got the chat box up, then you have to go into it. It's much more seamless. The live reactions that we're also seeing within emojis and stuff like that is great as well, because people are hitting on a like button or, you know, a thumbs up when you're talking about something. So it's much more interactive, and you're starting to get a real good view of what's happening and be more interactive with the audience that you're presenting to. And that's one of the new features, the reactions, the emoticons that you have at the ability within Teams to say something. So again, you have things like thumbs up or thumbs down, you have a love heart. These emoticons are allowing you as an audience member, as someone within the Teams meeting, to participate in a maybe non-verbal way, or in a way that you don't want to necessarily put in the chat. So you can, you know, give them a thumbs up when an idea, or you can give someone a thumbs up when they've finished presenting to say that you enjoyed it. Even better, you can give them that love heart emoticon. But it's just giving people, again, another way of interacting more within Teams as well. Now, as we're all at home, unfortunately, a lot of our physical conferences, a lot of our seminars, a lot of our things have been moved to an online format. And where we're going to see Microsoft Teams move to is being able to present those webinar features that you want in order to have big presentations. So you'll be able to start up a registration page within for Microsoft Teams. You have a registration page pre-built, so you can set up this meeting within Teams or this webinar within Teams, and you'll have the ability to customize what your registration page will look like for your internal or your external visitors as well. So excited to see where this goes and how we can use that, because it has been a feature that has been been missing within Teams, and you've had to kind of use other products to make it viable, so as you can use Teams if you want to do it for the presentation mode. So again, super excited to see where this is going, and excited to see where some of the management tools as well. If you've ran like a webinar before, you'll know that you want to get some feedback from your audience before and after attendance. So again, the team are looking to integrate some of that within this new webinar feature that's going to be rolling out within Microsoft Teams. So as we're all at home, what we want to do is have larger meetings, larger webinars, and that's where we see the team announce that you can have up to 1,000 people within an interactive meeting or an interactive webinar. So they can have their video on, they can have their audio on, you can control that, and it can be that interactive two-way conversation. So we'll see that rolling out with the larger number of 1,000 people being able to have those interactive meetings or webinars as well. So for those larger meetings that you want to see where it is thousands of people, we're going to be seeing the functionality to allow up to 20,000 people join a view-only broadcast. Obviously, when you start to get to those larger numbers, you don't necessarily want everybody to be able to come off mute or display their video, because it will get quite busy and quite hard to manage. So what we're going to be seeing is that functionality where you can have up to 20,000 people within a broadcast that they can view, and then you can interact with as well. So again, great for those larger organizations or larger conferences that are looking to use Microsoft Teams to still interact with their audience, now that we're currently in the state where we can't have people in person. And of course, with these larger broadcasts and with these webinar features, we want these reports. So we are seeing the team roll out attendance reports or attendee reports within March 2021, with more functionality coming throughout the course of the year. So there's definitely features and functionality there. If your organization are already invested in Teams but might use a third-party product for your webinars or your broadcast meetings, then it's maybe potentially time to have a look and see if you can leverage Microsoft Teams in the future and potentially save your organization some money. So definitely look into these features and evaluate whether they're comparable to the third-party tools that you're already using. Now, I mostly use Microsoft Teams on my desktop. That's where I am most of the time now, but occasionally I do use Microsoft Teams on my mobile phone. It gives me that flexibility when I'm maybe downstairs having my dinner, or boiling the kettle for a cup of coffee, where I can actually still interact with a message, have some chat message or answer some messages during those times. And what we're going to be seeing is a new visual look for the Microsoft Teams app on your mobile phone. It's automatically going to turn on dark mode if you have dark mode enabled for the theme of your entire phone. And I'm looking forward to seeing what other features and functionalities that are coming to the mobile app. What we'll see the team do is release it to iOS devices first, and then it'll roll out to the Android platform. Another little feature that was announced at Microsoft Ignite is the ability for the host to actually turn off someone's video. So if someone has shared a video where it's maybe not appropriate for them to share that video, maybe they accidentally turned on their webcam when they shouldn't have, the host can actually now turn off that webcam. And this is going to be great for, again, privacy, for those accidental occasions where someone has turned on their webcam and shared something they maybe don't want to, or potentially the host doesn't want the webcam shared. So the host will now be able to turn off someone's webcam if they're sharing it during a meeting. So that's another feature that we'll be rolling out hopefully very soon within Microsoft Teams. And last but not least, we have seen new devices certified to be used within Teams, so that their functionality is there for us, so that when you do press like a button on those devices, they actually do what they're supposed to within Teams and they don't rub against each other. And we've seen new devices from Dell and Poly around all of that. So there's been a lot of announcements from the Microsoft Teams people and the product group around this. So I'm super excited to see some of these features roll out. Like I said, I'm most excited about the presenter features because I spend a lot of my time presenting within Microsoft Teams. So hopefully we won't be too long before we see them. Please do hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you've enjoyed this content, and hopefully I will catch you in my next video.